Ultra Rising Soul Family, my name is Heka. Man, I don't even care about promoting no products, no none of that. If you want to know anything about me, all you got to do is look down in my description box and everything you need will be there. Now let's just get right into this message because I got the Holy Spirit on me again, man. I'm telling y'all, and I got to get this word out to somebody. Now, before I begin this, I'm not a doctor. This is in no way, shape, form, or fashion medical advice. And if you got issues, it's okay to go get therapists, to go see somebody, professionally. This is not that, okay? But I wanted to share a story time and an experience that I just had today, and I feel so guided and so called to share this with everybody, right? So I don't know if you know me or not, but I am what you call a prayer warrior, and like everybody knows, like the power of my prayers and how powerful they really are, right? And how they can shift your reality, how they can shift your perspective, how they can help you to create timelines, that you can experience in real time. Okay, so today, I've decided to check on, somebody, and I don't want to be too specific with who they are because I don't, want their business to be out or nothing like that. So I decided to check on somebody and ask them how they was doing, and they told me that, they was feeling a little down today and that they wanted me to pray for them. So I'm like, okay, cool. Any specific requests or whatever? And they're like, yeah, like loneliness, and depression. So, these are the energies, these are the requests they want me to pray for. So I'm like, okay, immediately I'm wanting them to know that their feelings are valid. Right before I say anything, I want them to know that their feelings are valid, and it's okay to feel a little depressed, and it's okay to feel a little loneliness sometimes because we all have been through that, and we all go through these emotions, right? But I also wanted her to know that she had the choice to choose. Okay, now this might be a little controversial in the world because I am literally saying that. Okay, let's start with loneliness, right? Now, loneliness, I had to remind her, like in the prayer I prayed, but I reminded her of her power, right? I reminded her that loneliness is impossible because you always got your angels, you always got God, you always got your ascended masters, you always got the spirit, the breath, the ashe, the Holy Spirit is always with you, always. So it's an illusion to believe that we are alone because we're never alone, right? So I reminded her of that authentic, universal, natural truth, right? First I reminded her of that, and then I also reminded her, like while I was in the prayer, I also reminded her that the source of loneliness, like to help you to clear this energy, we got to get to the source of it. The source of loneliness, I don't say words right, so correct me, y'all, in the comments, write it down, whatever, loneliness, right? The source of loneliness is lack, right? Why would the source of loneliness be lack? The feelings of lack, or believing and anchoring in your belief into lack, because lack implies that you don't have something, right? If I'm feeling lonely, this is because I am paying attention to a false truth of something that I don't have. I am paying attention and focusing and concentrating my attention and my energy and my time on a limiting belief that says that I am without. When that's impossible, you could never be without God. I said God, you could never be without God and guys, but you could never be without because you got your guides. But also, so once I helped her to remember that, I could feel her energy lightening up. I could feel her starting to just really, really, really open up to the things that I was about to say. So then I turn around and we tackle the spirit of depression. How did we tackle the spirit of depression? I reminded her that depression was a choice. Now I know this is huge because people are going through depressed situations. People are going through all these ideologies and of what we think depression really is, right? And then I get it from a mental health perspective. As far as professionalism, I don't have nothing to do with that. I'm sharing wisdom from what God has given me. The Holy Spirit has come upon me to speak. I'm not saying it's has to be anybody's reality or none of that. I'm just sharing it for those who do struggle with depression out there. This can help you just like I know it just helped this person who I just gave it to, okay? So, depression is a choice, right? Now, why? People will say, well, why would depression be a choice if I'm not choosing for this to happen and for this to happen to make me feel depressed, right? I'm telling you this. The reason why I said depression is a choice, because at the same time depression is inviting you to feel it, there are also emotions and spirits. There are also emotions and spirits like the spirit of joy, the spirit of happiness, right? That's also existing in here simultaneously that wants you to feel it too. So no matter what you're going on in the outer world, or no matter what could be happening inside you, you always have the choice to choose between the spirits, right? The spirit. So the same way the spirit of depression is inviting you to experience it, the feelings of happiness and joy and love and calmness is also inviting you to experience. So that's why I said the spirit of depression is a choice, because at that same time when you're only feeling the depression because you have accepted it as your choice to experience that feeling, because you have said no to happiness, you have said no to joy, because remember, all of these emotions are here inviting you to experience them simultaneously. That gives you the choice as a multidimensional being to decide who you want to experience or not, no matter what's going on in your life and no matter what could be going on in your rooted experience that you could be experiencing or growing through in that time and frame, right? So with that being said, I helped her to remind her of that, right? And so I could feel her energy getting so light. I could feel her the happiness and the joy. And one thing I felt was I felt her smile. So I reminded her in the prayer, I reminded her of the truth, a universal truth that's not just my truth, but universal truth. That's that we are the all, right? And the all is one. And then there could be no lack. So you feel what I'm saying? But then I also reminded her that depression was a choice. And that right now, in your state of depression, that you've only decided to experience that depression because the depression, the spirit of depression was there asking you, and you accepted this invitation. Okay, what would have happened if you would have accepted the invitation of happiness instead of depression in this very present moment right now? You would have been grateful for peace. You would have been grateful for your environment. You would have been grateful for everything that you got going on around you, right? So I started reminding the person of, because I know kind of like where they came from and what they got going on, their path and their journey. And I just said, just started reminding them of their financial stability. Just started reminding them of their peace of mind. Just started reminding them of everything that I know that they can be grateful for. And then I asked them to choose which one that makes them feel better. And they chose that. And then I asked, well, how do you feel? And they said, wow, smile so hard. I feel so uplifted, so encouraged, so light. And that's what I'm saying, guys. If ever somebody comes to you, you have the power to shift energy within people. And some of us got these crazy God-given abilities where we can do this. We can shift energy within people. We can shift perspectives within people. We can shift and actually manifest and influence. Right now, I ain't saying manipulate. I said influence. That's a positive. That's positive. That's feeding the all. That's given to the all. So this is what I do. I add value by just simply sharing the wisdom. This is all wisdom that I have experienced myself. So it's not nothing that that's the best wisdom to share. And so if you're struggling with depression out here, guys, I just want you to remember that feel it, right? Feel it for whatever time you need to feel it. But when it comes, time to let it go, let it go. Welcome to depression if that's what you need to do. But remember your power to choose a choice of happiness and joy and anything else you can choose simultaneously while that offer of depression is there. And when you can shine in a moment that the reality and everything here is impressing darkness on you, when you can shine, these are the moments that you grow the strongest. These are the moments that you unlock that divine power within you. These are the moments that you actually break through. I really pray this video was able to help somebody out here in the world. And just do your thing out here, y'all. Do your thing, but just remember that you got the power. You got the power. Peace. Till next time.